is a term, and sine x is a term. Okay, so I'm just going to write it all out. Like if you want to find the derivative of 0, that's fine. I'm going to write out each step. Okay, so what does your product rule say you're going to do? F of x times the derivative of g of x plus, right? Then it's the g of x times the derivative of f of x. Everybody's okay with me so far? Okay, so then now I know, well, if I need to find the derivative of sine, what's my derivative of sine? Cosine. So this would become x squared cosine x plus, okay, sine x, and what's my derivative of x squared? 2x. So then if I simplify a little bit, the only thing you really need to simplify is that 2x needs to come out in the front. I love how they're so quiet when I come in. Teachers. Okay, now, technically, those both have an x in them, so you should factor it out. I'm not going to be real technical unless things will cancel. Like if you could factor something out and you have cosine squared plus sine squared equals 1, you would want to factor that out. I'm going to erase the left hand side, so I'm going to put this one down here. How do you feel about the first one? A harder one? Or challenging?
Might as well.
Good. She's always so positive.
Hey, it's alright.
I'm just proud of you guys for getting up every morning. You guys some of you have missed some mornings, but like overall, that's pretty impressive. Are your parents impressed?
No.
No, because my mom has to come in and say, get up.
But they just annoyed her when he took me over too.
Huh?
Your mom probably really does have to wake you up.
No.
I just hit snooze my alarm clock and she gets
Are you gonna wear your
tired.
gloves all day? No? Okay, so if I want to differentiate, what rule am I going to have to use for this one? The quotient rule. So what's your quotient rule say? Okay, I'm not going to answer this because he confuses everybody.
You're not gonna what?
Even though what he does make sense, it's going to confuse Hannah. So I don't want to confuse anybody. So what does the quotient rule say we're going to do?
G of x
G of x times
derivative of f of x.
derivative of f of x.
Do more at once.
No, he just like knows that what derivative he has to find first. It's just how he memorized it, but it's not the same way I wrote it down on the board.
So he
So it confused her, so I just said, Lucas, you're correct. Hannah will tell me the quotient rule. Okay, and then remember on these it's
minus
minus. Okay, then what comes next?
f of x.
F of x times
derivative
the
of g of x.
derivative of g of x all over
2x squared.
2x squared. Hey, are you okay if I just keep going down? Is that right? Yes. I'm sorry. Do you want me to stop giving you a hard time?
I just was like, I didn't know if you were like writing separate equations or if it all flowed together.
It all flowed together. I was just putting them on top of each other. What wording did you use?
I don't know.
Go off of each other.
Go off of each other?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess. Okay, so then I have 1 plus tangent. Okay, so what's the derivative of secant? Secant tangent. And then I have minus. I'm going to put this in parentheses just so I remember those get multiplied together. So secant times. Okay, so what's my derivative of 1 plus tangent? So what's the derivative of 1? 0. So it would be 0 plus.
0 plus.
Okay. What's my derivative of tangent?
Secant squared.
Secant squared. There's going to be so many people in this video that are not normally on my videos. 1 plus tangent. I know, but I can hear him. Okay, so then if I distribute, so I would distribute to here, distribute to here. This would be secant tangent. Is everybody with me? Does that make sense? Just
Yes.
1 times, okay. Then if I want to say one, that'd be secant tangent squared. And then this would be minus secant cubed. Okay, then those all have a secant. I'm going to factor out a secant. And you do need to factor on this one because then we're going to simplify a little bit further. Because then I would have tangent plus tangent squared minus secant squared. Okay, so inside the parentheses I have tangent plus tangent squared. Is there a thing I can change secant squared to have a tangent squared with it? So look at your paper and see if there's anything on there.
1 plus tangent squared.
Okay, this is 1 plus tangent squared. So if those are all the same trig functions like going on, see if you can change the other one to be that. Okay, now this is a minus. So this would really become minus 1 minus tangent squared. And what happens when I combine like terms?
Tangent.
The tangent squares are going to cancel. So then this would just be tangent minus 1. Now nothing cancels from there because that's a tangent minus 1 and not a tangent plus 1. But that is more simplified than what was before.
Are you saying the secant squared turned into 1 minus tangent?
Well, the secant squared turned into 1 plus tangent squared. But because that was a minus sign, that's why we changed it to minus minus. Okay? Okay, so we're going to stop there. Because the bell's going to ring here soon for the 5-minute.
Alrighty.
Okay, try to get your Appendix D homework turned in tomorrow, if not Wednesday, to either my Trey or Mr. Irvin. Okay?